Hello and welcome to another episode of the KEYPOINT, which comes your way every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. Catch a repeat same time on Sundays. I have two very wonderful guests in our midst today for this very important conversation. We are going to look at how education and social initiatives are able to empower young women. We are going to highlight some of the challenges, some of the impact, but most of all, how to overcome some of these challenges so that we get to the impact we are looking forward in this big world that we are living in. So on my immediate left, I have a young woman who is here with us. She'll be introducing herself very shortly.
Hi, my name is Krista Makovich. Thank you so much for having us on the program today. So I am American. I was born and raised in a town right on the beach called Wilmington, North Carolina. It's in the southeastern part of the United States. My background is in finance and international development. I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Togo for 2 years, from 2010 to 2012, which is where my love for this country began. I also met my husband here. He was also a Peace Corps volunteer. We now have 2 children, with 1 more on the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And my husband is a diplomat, so we've lived all over the world. We've been posted in Haiti, in Austria, and we're currently posted in Libreville, Gabon. I am now the executive director of Pathways Togo, which we'll be talking more about during the program. But I'm very excited to be in Togo for a few days to work with Pathways.
Well, thank you very much. I like the enthusiasm already. The energy is very well filled, so we'll be having a great show. So I want you to introduce yourself as well.
Okay, thank you for giving me the floor. My name is Nuhum Akondo. I am the current Pathways to Go program director, and I work in Atakpame. We are based in Atakpame. I'm married. I have 3 children, and I read English linguistics at the University of Lomé, and I'm currently taking an MBA class in Accra Business School in Ghana.
Okay.
Well, and I'm actually, I describe myself as a man, as a partner for women education and their empowerment.
Congratulations. I mean, we need to empower people day in, day out, and women should equally not be left out of this impact. So first of all, our topic is talking about empowering young women through education and social initiatives. So definitely would want to know why it is important for us as a whole, or of Pathways in this situation, to be able to invest in empowerment of women through education and social initiatives. So I'll start with you on this one.
Yeah, sure. So there's been a lot of research done that shows that investing in women, and especially in education of women, can sort of raise up societies in different ways. So in one of those ways is economically. So women who are more educated tend to earn more and contribute more to the economy as a whole. But in addition to that, along with education comes empowerment, right? So a woman can go, for example, to the hospital, and she can understand everything that's going on. She can read the prescriptions. She is more likely to invest in the health of her family. And so she has the ability to then make decisions that are good for her, that are good for her family. And then she also has the ability to go back into the community that she came from and inspire young women to follow in her footsteps. Okay. So there are a lot of reasons that that investing in women's education is important. I mean, education literally can change the life of a person. You can go from, I mean, I personally am a good example of this. My family is poor in the United States. I'm the first one to go to college. And now here I am, like in another country, running an organization. And that's because of the education that I was able to get.
Any addition? Or?
Yes, I will quote Nelson Mandela, okay, who said, education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. Okay. So giving the opportunity for young women to get educated is a long-term investment, is a lasting investment for themselves and for their communities and then for the whole nation.
Okay, I mean, they're very good points, very good points. So now coming to Pathways as the executive director, could you tell us in any way or form how your organization is able to help women or young women overcome barriers to education and probably lead them or improve their career success?
Yeah. I think something that makes Pathways Togo different than a lot of NGOs is that we don't just give money.
Okay.
Our whole goal is to remove all of the obstacles that girls face to going to school. And so what does that look like? First of all, we do give scholarships to girls. So, we pay their school fees. And I'll say that we find our scholars first when they're in middle school.
Okay.
And we keep them in our program from middle school all the way through high school and all the way through university. So it's about 10 years that our scholars are in our program. And during that time, every year we pay for their school fees, but we also provide them all of the materials that they need to go to school. So backpacks, shoes, uniforms, pencils, notebooks, and books. But in addition to just giving things away, we also train our scholars. So every year, we bring all of our middle and high school students to one location and we train them in life skills. So how to be successful in school, how to be confident in yourself, how to plan for the future, those sorts of things. We also pair all of our scholars with a mentor.
Okay.
So each scholar has a mentor based in their village that is there to help follow up with them, to support them throughout the school year, and also to communicate with us about the scholar's well-being if there's anything that's not going well. We also do site visits, so our staff travels all over Togo, and they visit every single one of our scholars, and that gives them the ability to not only see the scholar in their own community, but to meet their parents and get their parents involved in what Pathways is doing, to meet their communities, their school directors, their teachers, and it creates this community around the scholar so that everyone can support her to be successful and to stay in school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Akondo, as a programs director, definitely you've done series of programs with people that need empowerment, specifically women. Could you tell me probably just one or two of that program that you feel has made more impact on the people that have received the training she spoke of, the follow-up, the site visit, and all those activities?
Okay. Pathways Togo organize life skill training.
Okay.
Annual life skill training for all of our beneficiaries, and during this training we equip them with all the skills they need to enroll in education, to stay in schools, and to finish their education until the highest level. And
just to chip in, the aspect about staying in school, I believe, is a bit more crucial, because from what she said, it's not just about giving away the money and paying the scholarship. So in a situation where maybe a child maybe have difficulties at home, I don't know, maybe from a home that is not stable, how would you be able to get a child to stay in school?
Yes, we allow our scholar to not to drop out.
Okay.
By our mentoring program.
Okay.
So we call them every month.
Okay.
We visit them, and we provide them all the necessary needs that is a barrier for their education.
Okay.
So all the solutions we provide them allow them to continue, instead of dropping out or deciding to get married. So we have different solutions that allow our scholar to continue their education until the highest level, until they graduate.
Okay.
So we provide them all the solutions. Like if a scholar wanted to drop out because she doesn't have a lodging at university, maybe after she passed to university, she's coming from the rural community, and she doesn't have the financial capacity to come in Lomé or in Kara to continue her education. We provide them the solution, the financial solution.
Okay. Just to emphasize, could you tell us one specific program that you did that you feel made more impact?
Yes, I will mention our current Way Dream Award project.
Dream Award.
Yes, where we enforce our scholar capacity to bring the solution to their community. This is our strategy to allow them to serve back their community.
Yeah.
And by serving back their community, they improve their leadership skills.
Great.
And it shows that women are capable of changing the world or changing the life of their families and their community. So in our community, people see women as they are not able to take decision or to participate in our development. So by helping our scholar implement a project in their community to meet the needs of their community, allow them to be to increase their leadership.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So definitely all these activities and then trying your best to keep the students or the women in school devoid of all social issues that they may have. There surely are strategies to put in place. So I want you to enlighten me, myself, and my viewers how or what strategies you put in place to break off. I mean, he did mention some of them to break away from these barriers that encroach on some of these young people.
Yeah, and I think Jonas said it well already, but yeah, some of the things that we've found that work really well are sort of like I said, having a community around the scholar to support her. So we're getting her parents on board. So her parents, instead of saying, go get married and find money, are hopefully more likely to encourage her to stay in school, be supportive of her doing her studies. So that's one way, is the site visits. You know, we follow up with them every single month, like Jonas said. And because we currently have 84 scholars in our program, we know each scholar individually and we know her needs. And so we're able to step in if something isn't going well, like a family situation or something like that. And we're able to help her resolve that obstacle so that she can stay in school and keep going. And so, yeah.
Okay. So just off the question, do you have like a center where maybe some parents or some of the students that are probably too far away, do you have a center where you can, I mean, a housing situation where you can keep them?
Yeah, no, we don't have like housing around our office or anything like that. But in a situation like if a student is really far away from the high school, for example, we have a student who lives, I think, 6 kilometers away from the closest high school. We helped pay for her lodging to stay next to the high school when she's going to school. So I'm not saying that we do that for every scholar, but we take it sort of situation by situation and try to meet the scholar's needs.
Okay. So, well, if we are seeing some of these good things, definitely there will be some people that may have the courage to give back as one of the initiatives you do. So could you tell us maybe a success story, maybe someone who have gone through the program and I have a video that I'll probably play later on, but maybe coming from yourselves here will also be a very great opportunity. Just tell us one of the success stories you've had.
Okay. Pathways Togo has supported a lot of young women who are actually working
Okay.
And like I can mention that 36% of our scholars who are actually working. They either they are self-employed or they are employed by organization, and they are serving. They are working like officers, school directors. They are working as diplomats, and among them, I will mention one of them who really make a difference.
Okay.
She was selected in Blita.
Okay.
When we started the program in 2010, and today she's a medical director.
Great.
She's actually serving at CHU Togo.
Okay.
And she was selected just because she was coming from a poor family. She was coming from a large family, and her father got sick.
Okay.
She doesn't have any support. She was recruited when she was at middle school in Senkiem.
Okay.
And we supported her until she graduated, and she earned the scholarship program from the government of Cuba. She studied in Cuba. At that time, we were supporting her father, and she returned back to Togo. Okay. And she's actually serving at the hospital, and she's saving life. So thanks to the solution we have provided to her, she's curing people. So this is
I mean, it would definitely put smiles on the one that are still in the program and other people that may be beneficiaries of the initiatives that you are in. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
For the work being done. So definitely, I know with this NGO work or non-profit work, you still have to partner with people. There are certain policies you're supposed to abide by or implement on your own. So I want you to tell us a little bit about some of the policies or strategies you put in place when you are doing such initiatives, because apart from the challenges and solution you put across, as an organization in a foreign country, there are certain guidelines that you would have to follow. So enlighten us on that.
Togo is not an easy country to work in.
I can concur to that.
So, I mean, I would say, like, policy-wise, I think that the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education has really put good policies in place over the last few years to try to encourage all students, not just girls, to stay in school. But apart from that, I think they need to continue those sorts of policies. They need to continue to invest financially, paying teachers well. But then apart from like public policy, what we find valuable at Pathways Togo is partnerships. So we want to partner with other NGOs in Togo who are doing similar work, because if we partner together, we can make even more of an impact.
Exactly.
But even outside of like other NGOs, I think partnering with the private sector is really important. So, for example, finding people who can sponsor conferences or something like this, finding people who can give school supplies to the scholars and things like that. Like people who want to support our mission, but maybe don't necessarily know how, but they can give things to the scholars or to the organization to help support the scholars. So partnerships in that way, private sector, and of course financial partnerships.
I mean, without money, it will be too difficult to do some of these initiatives.
Yeah.
So, okay, one probably last question before I move on to the executive director. As a programs director, what are some of the challenges you face personally within your work? I'm asking the question because someone might think, well, with all this you are saying, you are speaking from ease because it's an experience you've been able to overcome. But somebody might be thinking, oh, then it means I can just wake up and say I want to be executive director or programs director. So tell me maybe just one or two of the difficulties you face whilst, organizing such programs or initiatives as the program director.
Okay.
It could be within the organization or outside.
Yes. Working in a non-profit sector is a kind of like a humanitarian work.
Yes.
So you need to embrace the vision in order to choose to work with non-profit. And this is we are not working for money. We are.
Okay.
It is like we want to support our young girls in Togo to achieve their dream.
Okay.
And one of the challenge that we face in our program or when working is families. It's not today. It's difficult for us to convince young women parents to allow their young girls continue their education until university. So for them, women should, most of parents understand that sending girls to school is important.
Yes.
But they don't understand that allowing girls to achieve university degree is more important. So this is one of the challenge.
Okay. So when you're putting up programs, for example, the Dream Award, the Dream Award project, for example, what are some of the specific issues or challenges you face as the program director?
Yes.
Because sometimes I do understand working with people even internally might be tough, and then maybe externally. So
Yes.
just a highlight on some of the personal difficulties you had.
Yes, there are, you know, there are government, some of government decision that block our operations. Like most of our girls, our young women want to meet the needs, small needs in their community, in their schools. But there are new decisions, there are new laws who do not allow us to operate effectively.
Okay, just off the question. For example, are you limited to the number of people you can help?
Yes, it is a number of budget. It's a matter of budget.
Okay.
So we cannot support all young women in Togo who wanted the financial support, pathways to go for financial support. So we select our young men, our young women based on our financial capacity. So we have more demand. At the end of every school year, we have many young women who come in our office who ask for the scholarship, but we cannot recruit all of them. So this the need is very large, and if we can get more people involved, more people supporting, giving us financial capacity, we can do more.
Okay, so definitely someone would ask, or I would ask myself also, how are you able to measure the long-term results or the long-term achievements of some of these initiatives that you put across? I mean, apart from the visits, creating the community, probably over a year, 3 years, 5 years, you want to see if you are really progressing, or maybe the pace is too slow and all that. How do you measure that kind of impact?
Yeah. I mean, I would say we measure it in two ways.
Okay.
Qualitatively and quantitatively.
Okay.
So qualitatively, I mean, how can you really measure changing someone's life, right? But I mean, I can just say anecdotally that we have a lot of people, a lot of women who have graduated from the program that stay involved. So they come back and they train other girls because they appreciate what the program gave to them, and they want to give back. So, and then quantitatively, Jonas mentioned that we have 36, we have about 100 alumni from our program. Of those, 36 work in stable jobs. Okay, so that's 36%.
It's a great number.
It's a great number versus the national average in Togo of 11% in stable employment in the formal sector. So that, I think, shows a pretty significant impact. And then the other thing that we measure is 85% of our scholars have a higher education than their parents.
Sure.
So many of their parents only went to elementary school. And we're encouraging them, not only to finish middle school, but then to finish high school and then to go all the way to university. And so, so most of our scholars are more educated than their parents, which just shows, like, as each generation goes, they're getting better and better and more able to sort of pull themselves up out of poverty.
Okay. Off the question again, there could be some situations where maybe some of those girls might fall or might get pregnant along the way. Do you have a particular system to handle that? Because currently in Togo, we've had a communique where some were expelled because they got pregnant during school. Definitely you may have had some of those situations. So how do you have a program in place to, help them or follow up with them?
Yeah, I mean, I would give that question to Jonas. We certainly have several scholars who have gotten pregnant during their education.
Yes, every year we have at least one pregnant among our scholars.
Yeah.
But we don't chase them. We accommodate with them. We support them. It is pregnancy is one of the barriers for girls' education in Togo, and that's the reason why we said our scholarship program is not just like a financial support.
Yeah.
It is a holistic. So we are there to support them in every problem in which they go through. So when a girl gets pregnant in Pathways Togo, we are there to provide her the moral support. We are there to provide her with financial support, and then we make sure that she is protected in her community. And then after she gave birth, we continue supporting her to continue her education. Getting pregnant is not a sin, but it is a challenge for a young woman. But we are there to support them. We are not encouraging them to get pregnant, but if it happens, so we provide them with all the necessary support that they need to continue their education. We have many young women among our alumni who got pregnant, and today they earn their bachelor degree. They are working. So.
Okay. So definitely, what areas or communities or districts do you work in mostly in Togo? I'm asking because I'm trying to see if there's any way you are looking forward to expanding beyond your working zones.
Yeah. We're currently in all 5 regions of Togo.
Okay.
So from Maritime all the way up to Savans. We have decided to sort of change the way that we recruit scholars a little bit, and we'll be moving forward. And we're doing it now region by region. So what we used to do is we used to take applications from the entire country and then choose scholars, and they could be all over the place. But now what we're doing is we're opening up our applications region by region. So last year we chose scholars from Maritime.
Okay.
And then this year we will choose scholars from Plateau.
Okay.
And so we sort of work like that, but we're currently in some very, very remote villages in Togo.
And it's not easy to work in such
It's not easy to work, and it's not easy to get there for site visits, for example. I mean, we're a small organization. We don't have a car. So our staff are getting into taxis, and they're going all the way up to, Dapong, and it's not easy.
I was about coming to actually your welfare as even the team itself, because sometimes we already highlighted working in Togo is a bit tough. So I was wondering how, he has been here probably longer than I have. How are you able to keep the morale up whilst facing these challenges? Dealing with other people's problems, but yourself as a person, as a member of the organization, how are you able to keep up the morale amidst all the difficulties?
Yes, when you chase the vision, you forget your
pain.
But we are proud to have a very supportive board of directors. Pathways Togo board of directors supports us a lot morally, and also we have our families who also support us, who encourage us, because we are working for a noble cause. So working with women, allowing women to achieve their dream, to attend education, to attend university, and come to serve back their community is something that is shared by everyone. So we undermine all the difficulties that we have ourselves.
Okay. So any last words for our viewers, for those people that may be interested in, getting the sponsorship or the scholarship under Pathways, or some of the families that may not be easy to convince, as you said earlier? Any last words for them?
Yeah. I would say we are a small organization, and we cannot support every single girl in Togo to go to school. But I would like to say to the girls that we're not able to support that there are a lot of obstacles to going to school and staying in school in Togo, and really, all over the world, but especially in Togo. And I would just encourage those girls to keep fighting, every day, not to let the defeats get them down, but just to keep pushing forward. You can do it. You're smart. And And so that's the message I'd like to communicate to those girls.
Okay, so Mr. Nuhum, any advice or last words?
Yes, I will invite all young women who are following us that they have to set their life objective, and they should do everything they can do to overcome it. And then only education, only high education can give the key for success.
Okay. So you believe up to the university level?
Yes.
They shouldn't stop on the way.
They shouldn't stop. They should go. They should graduate. They should earn the highest degree they need to get a good job, to get well paid, and to also participate in the decision taking process in our country.
Okay. So you heard a lot from Ms. Krista Mikovic, I hope I'm mentioning the name well, and Mr. Akondo Nuhum. They are from Pathway Togo. She's the executive director, and he is the programs director for Pathway Togo. So I'm very glad that we've been able to have this conversation. We are hoping to have more of this platform so that we can reach out to a number of people and also encourage them that they are smart, they should get the highest level of education, and be able to give back to their communities. So thank you very much for honoring the invitation once again. We are wrapping up for today's episode. So we've ended the program for today. You can watch us every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. Catch a repeat same time on Sundays. And on YouTube is the New World TV KEYPOINT playlist. Stay tuned. See you next week. It's a bye.